tell me about dance in your life? Open question.
Dance in my life is one of the most important things because it gives me freedom, it gives me pleasure, it gives me energy. 3 things, maybe more, but that's in connection with people.
Mm-hmm.
I just started a few years ago.
So you started dancing only a few years ago?
Yeah, it's around 9 years ago. Yeah, 2015.
Okay. How do you find living domestically with a dance family? It's a little bit unusual that everybody's sharing rooms, sharing meals, kind of everybody's doing everything together, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah, that's right. Because from all those dancing camps to Ibiza to Cuba, I know a lot of people. So everywhere you go, you meet same people, not all the same, but you have a few people you know that makes it comfortable. You can go out together, you can eat together and things. Also with other people, but it's more, it's also, it's not a family, but it's more, we have the same interest, and then when we are eating, you invite other people also to come to sit with you, and you learn other people. Yeah, it's very nice, and I love to speak with people.
Yeah, you seem quite happy to connect with people.
Yeah.
And in life generally, forgetting dance as a thing, but what's something that you are proud of or has been a big achievement, goal, or a big impact in your life? What's something that you've done, made, experienced, had happened to you, a highlight?
Maybe there is not one highlight in my life. I love my job because I work with people.
Yeah.
I did my whole life work. I was working my whole life, so sometimes I had 2 or 3 jobs together. I have to mix it up. But I love to work with people. I was working in healthcare, and it's not that I like to help people, but I like to explain how it works in healthcare, so they can make their own choice how to be treated. So that's I have had so many jobs after 5 or 4 or 6 years. Yes. There was no changing in that job, so I went to another job. So that is my whole life. When it's not funny or not satisfying me, I go to another job and then I have a nice time again. So meeting people is the most important thing in my life.
And in your dancing experience, what's somebody that struck you as being what's someone that's very memorable, either good or bad? What's a character that you have met? Like, for example, Dee here, full of energy. She's like super strong. Yeah. Dee is fabulous. Here to be a leader. Yeah. You know, obviously as a lesbian lady, she's very strong and she leads so well. And she's just interesting and amazing, and it's wonderful to see her on the dance floor, you know, and it's a little unusual to see a woman lead, but boy, she does it well. So that to me is one of the many characters that's a standout in my experience here. And she's not the only one by any means, but do you have any other characters that you would be able to?
Now what I remarked the last time when I was in Ibiza, that the world is changing. You have the LHBT communication. How do you call it in English? I don't know. But there was men who want to dance or be in women's dresses, but he feels like a man. There was a man who was in transition.
Transvestite? Transvestite, you mean? So he wants to dress in ladies' dresses, but he wants to dance, but be a man.
Yeah, he was dancing like a man.
Dancing like a man.
Yes.
In a lady's dress. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just came back from a Burning Man festival, and I was actually teaching a couple, and in fact the man was wearing a dress, so the lady was wearing a beard, but that was a bit more putting on for show. I don't think that was their lifestyle, but it was certainly very unusual and colourful and fun.
Yeah.
So you were dancing with him, and he was a man, he was leading you.
And his name was also a man's name. It was not a lady's name, it was a man's name.
Right.
Yeah.
You just enjoyed dresses.
Yes.
I guess that's why not.
Yeah, and we because we were the small group and we talked a lot with each other. There was also a man who was in transition for changing from man to a woman. So, and those two on the same table with a lot of people, no, not a lot, maybe 10 people, but it's nice you talk about more than just the outside of somebody.
Yeah, I mean, certainly sexuality is a big, interesting topic that not a lot of people are, a lot of people are uncomfortable to discuss that. I certainly am not, but that's very interesting.
It's not depending on your dress, how you're dancing. Eh?
No, absolutely not.
It's just who's the leader and who's the follower. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I find it fascinating that some of the women are leading as women and they're not meant to, and Dee is leading and she is meant to, and some of the men are not so as strong as others in dance. You think, come on, be a bit more strong, It's the right way is where one is the leader and one is the follower, and you have that polarity.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what the genders are as long as you have one at each end of the spectrum and you're not blurring the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And so is there any... so you're happy with the camp and everything?
Yeah, you find everywhere something nice and something that's, you say, okay, it's like that. So,
yeah. And
it's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and the first night you were saying that there was not enough people to dance with. How are you finding with age as being an issue for?
Now, it's an issue for me because you remind, and I'm not the only one here in this group, I know. So we were talking about it. We're growing older, and it's overall. It's in Cuba, it's the same. In Europe, it's the same. When you grow older, the world of dancing is for young people most of the time. So when you grow older, then people don't come to you to ask you for dancing. Most of the time I go to men to ask him to dance. But when you are a little bit younger, then it's okay. But at my age, I go to men, ask, do you want to dance with me? Oh, I have a headache. And they go around you and go to another lady. Or something like that.
The cliche is in sexual relations, the woman says, I have a headache, and in the dance world, maybe it's the man. The man says he has a headache.
Because you have on many parties, there are so many women and less men. So the men are the whole evening on the dancing floor.
They have too many options.
Yeah, but if you tell me I'm tired, I come later back for you, then it's no problem because I understand you cannot dance the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's okay, but it's funny. I can laugh about it, but sometimes I'm a little bit crying and thinking, well, what will I do? Maybe it's better to stop with dancing, but the camps are a good issue for me to keep on dancing. So
the camp is giving you access to dance because it's an organised kind of.
Yeah, you have
the partners are rotating, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like a social where you're kind of having to find your own male partners in a sea of women dancing there. Younger. Yeah.
And there is also a big scene for ladies who are looking for men, but also men who are looking for ladies. That's the same in the dancing world in Cuba and here in Dominican Republic. So, and I'm not part of that, so that makes it also.
When you say looking for partner, do you mean like for casual sex or for marriage or?
Yeah,
what?
it's
For both?
always possible. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible, yeah.
But the issue is that I'm not part of that. So the most ladies want to have sexual contact, or they fell in love with a man and things like that. But it's not that I want. So that makes it that you are having other contact than the other ladies. I know a lot because people are talking with me about things they don't talk with the other ladies. So, even people, there's a professor in Belgium, and one of the girls who's working with her, she called me, can you please help me, because we are looking for ladies older than 50 who have connections with men abroad, not in Holland, but abroad in Cuba, maybe go traveling, especially for having connections with men in
You mean
Colombia.
like lovers in other countries?
Lovers in other countries,
But
yes.
for older
Yes.
than 50?
Yes.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, but
Good
they
on
asked
you.
me to push the how do you call it in English? They always want to know something special. They have a question that's from the university.
Survey.
Yeah.
Survey, yeah.
And she asked me, will you be a pusher for me to look for people who are connected with those things?
So you were asked to pimp out her survey and like get other over 50-year-old women who are sexually active with men in other countries. Is that?
Yes, that's right.
Right.
So.
Well, that's very interesting.
And we were talking how, because it's an issue, many people don't want to talk about it. So, yes, I know, but they don't want to talk about it. So I put to my Facebook friends, especially from the dancing groups, because it happens a lot in the dancing groups too. So and I had a regular announcement, nothing special, so it will be safe for this. And nobody knows your name, they mix up things, so it's just how to know why ladies are going out of the country abroad to look for a nice man. Why are they doing that? From all the ladies, one? One of your friends did the survey.
I did, yes.
And you did the survey. And I had reactions, really from, what are you thinking? That I'm especially going abroad for having sex or something like that?
So people were cross with you for daring to offer them the survey, as if somehow you're making an accusation. Maybe you are going overseas.
But it says something about them and not for us.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
That is very funny. I mean, it's kind of sad in a way that they're suddenly becoming defensive about being asked to fill out a survey. I mean, goodness, sex is life. We really should be more comfortable talking about it. But, a university survey, official survey that's anonymous.
Protected.
Yeah, so why would these ladies be?
Yes.
I mean, it's uncomfortable. Maybe they were uncomfortable that it's a reminder that they weren't having as much fun as perhaps they would like to had they allowed themselves to. Society pressure puts, I definitely would not go overseas for sex. They can feel maybe a void that they would like, but they're not allowing themselves. And so to hear that there are some other women that are going to enjoy themselves in this way, it's almost like, well, they shouldn't be because they're missing out. Maybe that would be a reason for them to be a bit defensive, I would imagine.
Well, if it makes you happy and you love it, it's your business. It's not my business. You can do what you want, yes.
Yeah.
And if they both agree, why not?
Well,
or maybe more, yeah.
Well, this has been very enlightening, Maria. This is exactly why I'm doing this, to kind of connect with some of the individuals in our dance camp. And you get a gold star because you're really bringing to life aspects of dance that are perhaps not talked about and that are interesting. And I would not have known that about you had I not sat down here to kind of do a little one-on-one interview and you know, pull out some of the dance experience and life experience. And I think it's really very interesting. It's fascinating.
Yes, everything is fascinating. It's nice to, you know, you can have so many things, but the most important thing is you can only make pleasure and make fun of life by yourself. Yes, you want to have persons around you who does it for you, but that's not working. You have to do it yourself. So please, that's the most important thing in life. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's difficult because everybody has his own problems or whatever what happened in his life, but you have to, and then go out dancing.
Well, when we are anywhere in the dancing at this camp, just to give you consent and encouragement, if you ever see me sitting around, drag me up on the dance floor.
Okay. I will look.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Chris.
For a
It was a
lovely interview.
pleasure.